Hey Exchangers, congrats and welcome to week 8 of our publication process of the quarter. The most important update that I have for you guys this morning is to make sure that you check out my audio comments on your source evals documents. And if I don't have access to your source evals documents, that puts you at a pretty great disadvantage. So try to resolve that immediately. Send me an email and let me know, hey, I fixed permissions. That way I can try to prioritize getting you guys some comments. If you click on the yellow highlights in your document, that should open up the comment on the right-hand side. You can press play and hear my voice. I repeated myself a lot, but I'm going to say back what is most important, what's most prominent. Currency. You might have to defend the currency of your research. So if it's outdated, why are you still using it? I'm sure you have a good answer. Just show your work, show your critical thinking. Detail. A lot of people assume that detail means what are the details inside of the article, and instead that means how detailed is the article. Remember that the neon blue underlined words inside of your source evals document are links that send you out, so you can go read what I meant by detail, which is about how long is this, how in depth is it, and there are lots of different ways to answer that. For authority, you guys are doing a great job finding your author names, finding your organizations, but describe and defend that. This can be a copy paste. If you find a bio, if you find an about page, and there are some good sentences where these entities are already defending themselves, just gather that, bring it in, put quotes around it. For your works cited entries, for source types, make sure you're using my terminology for source types. You can elaborate on that, but what I'm looking for would be scholarly, expert, official, exhibit, etc. And then under that, source citations, and that's both the works cited entry and the parentheses or in-text citation. I strongly encourage you to use www.mybib.com. It's a good tool that does the work for you. And in all the years that I've been doing this, back to even when I was a tutor, it's finally a tool that does the work correctly. It needs some spot checking, but it's awesome to have a tool like that. So give it a try. Signal phrases. This is the big hitter. The signal phrase is according to so-and-so who wrote blah, blah, blah. That's just a generic signal phrase. Or in the article called blah, 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 written by so-and-so. Or in a 2017 Time magazine article, blah, blah, blah. Those are signal phrases. In English 102 and for Exchangers magazine, we want our signal phrases to pack a lot of punch. We want them to be credible. We want them to really demonstrate the good work you've done in evaluating the whole source. I said to a lot of you, a good signal phrase is like a strip of glue that you lay down so that when the information comes next, it actually sticks. Because you're not just saying, hey reader, here's good information. You're saying, and here's why you can believe it. That causes it to stick, and that is the main point. So I'm tracking you guys right now. Source Evals is a 20-point project. I'm tracking you for 10 out of 10, getting 10 of those sources done. And this week, those are due by, let me see here, Thursday, 10 sources. So try to hit that 10 out of 10 benchmark by Thursday. After that, I'm going to sweep back through and evaluate for 10 more points. Probably won't start doing that until next week. So again, you have time to review my comments, to think about any revisions you could make, updates. I'll sweep back through for quality, development, elaboration, critical thinking, those fine-tuned details, and polishing and whatnot. That gives you time as well to reach out if you have any questions about that. How about reviews? I haven't yet given you guys credit for the ones that were due last night. I think that puts us at 6 total, but I will soon. And that'll be 12 points possible. So maybe sometime later today, maybe tomorrow I'll catch that up. But just remember that you have 2 more reviews due this Sunday. And I think that puts you at the total amount of reviews on this discussion board. Lastly, you have your expansion number 3 due tonight. So if you can get it done tonight, that'd be awesome. If you get it done a little bit later, that's okay. My goal is, though, that tomorrow I'm actually going to start getting into your articles and chiming in. So I spent some time on your source evals while you guys were looking at each other's articles, and you still are going to keep looking at each other's articles this week, but I want to get in there as well and leave you some comments there. So be looking out for that throughout this week. And then I'll be participating more on your article itself over the last 2 weeks of our process before it's publishing time. All right, one last note for you guys. Since this is week 8, technically this Friday is the last week to withdraw from the course if anybody's concerned about earning a passing grade. That could be for any reason. Maybe something happened this last weekend and you feel like you can't prioritize finishing this class. And I know that doesn't apply to all of you, but I want everyone to hear, especially for your other classes too, that you have the opportunity as a student, check with your advisor, to withdraw from a class. You'd earn a W. You could retake the class and replace that grade later. That helps you in case you wanted to avoid a D or an F on your transcript. I don't know exactly who this applies to right now, but I want to make sure that you know that that's available. I will say for this class, I'll have to double check the syllabus for the exact wording, but I know I made a change where if I don't get your expansions, then you're not eligible to and a link to your article, then you're not eligible to submit the final article. So that would be an obvious place to look. If you don't have those in, then you probably should withdraw from the class, but reach out. I'm here to talk to you about that, to give you that confirmation or extra support if you need it. And yeah, the moral of the story is I'm here for you guys. So reach out if you have any specific questions. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing because you're making excellent progress. And progress, even the tiny little bits, that's what matters. Okay, see you guys soon.